Hope you're doing well. I hope this is working. I don't know. My issues with technology are just getting ridiculous. I don't know how YouTubers do it. What program do they use to record? Because I've been using Photo Booth where I can then set up my fancy microphone. I use my webcam, which is over here typically, and then I record. But today the file is becoming corrupted. So I got out my fancy dancy camera. I'm recording through GarageBand on my laptop, and then I did the little clap so that I can sync my audio later. But my microphone refuses to pick up the clap. So I don't know if that's going to be like a problem with syncing this later. So maybe it will be, maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't know what other YouTubers used to record because Photo Booth has done this to me so many times. I'm done using them, but I'm not paying for a cloud-based recording service, which is far superior. Maybe that's what they all do, is they all just pay for that. I guess I could record it on my phone, but again, why doesn't this pick up the slap? I can't figure it out. Oh, is this on voice isolation? Okay. Well, I think I fixed everything. Photo Booth will still be corrupted, but okay, let's get into it. Okay, you talked about Tolkien. I pronounce it Tolkien, not Tolkien. Tolkien just sounds a little, I don't know, weird. So Tolkien, though, is kind of nice. It's easy going. Yeah, I'm not an expert with Tolkien anyway. Even the sword and the books and everything, the tattoos say otherwise, but believe me, I'm not really that much of an expert. And, but yeah, so as far as in regards to him and fatherhood and the relationship between a son and his father, I think it was written about in Two Towers and in Return of the King with the relationship of two fathers and their sons, Theoden and his son Theodred, who died, and how he handled that situation. And then Denethor and his son Boromir and how he died and how he handled that situation. So it's all sorts of just comparison of how, like, living vicariously through the honor of your son. Boromir was a valiant person. The movies make him out to be a little more evil and ill-mannered than he really was in the books. But Denethor was portrayed perfectly. Yeah, so both fathers took pride in their sons. One just more than different types of pride, I'd say, is what that comes down to. Okay, now on to the speech that you shared from Carl Sagan. I think that a lot of the speech has to do with very valid concerns about the future of America, the inability to reason, the lack of reason, the lack of substantive content, the celebration of ignorance, the fact that our attention spans are diminishing and we are seeking more and more to be entertained. For crying out loud. It didn't just be that, 70 years ago, TVs were brought into the house, right? And they were very, very expensive. Back in the day, they were like $1,000 or something for a TV. And now they're bigger and cheaper for the average American family. And they're getting more and more advanced. And these days with a smart TV, you don't even have to put a DVD or VHS into the device to watch a movie. You don't have to select different inputs. We have a remote control with a smartphone and a smart TV. You can just use your phone from your couch to turn it on and start streaming whatever movie is of interest to you. And we are in an entertainment consumer-based culture with everything. And it's becoming more and more this way. Now, this book that the speeches that what you shared is from was published in 1995. Carl Sagan himself died in 1996. So I can't imagine if he were alive today and he saw the YouTube shorts, the Instagram reels, the TikToks, the Vines, whatever it is that we are consuming. I mean, Crystal and I have this awful habit of we turn on a movie and then we get out our phones and we still doom scroll on our phones and the movie is just background noise. It's very unhealthy, but we are working on that. So anyway, kids these days, I was going to talk about kids, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, they are able to, get on a computer and act like a super hacker. But really, if it came down to it, you can compare their technology use and their creative problem solving there, but kids are getting potty trained on average later and later in life. So it's just sad, but I think people are waking up to it a little bit. I've seen an increase in creative Christian content on the YouTubes and on Substack, and it's really good stuff. Because I'm on my 17th take, because for whatever reason the camera decided to stop recording. I don't know why, but it's ridiculous. I didn't have the patience to even check where it cut off, but I am just going to start with right here. I'm going to read my story, The Tortoise and the Hare, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So it'll be like the 18,000th time that I've read this story. I've already read it, so actually I'll read it. Who am I kidding? Once upon a time, there was a tortoise and a hare. Tortoise was friendly and quiet. He did everything slowly. Hare was flashy and rude. He did everything quickly. Hare liked to tease Tortoise about being so slow. When Tortoise ate breakfast, Hare said, "By the time you finish your last bite, it'll be dinner time." When Tortoise worked in his garden, Hare said, "By the time you pick those spring flowers, it will be winter." One afternoon, Hare followed Tortoise to the store. Hare teased him on the way. "By the time you get there, the store will be closed," he said. "You're so slow, I could beat you at a race, hopping backwards on one paw." "But I could never beat you, Hare," said Tortoise. "Yes, you could," said Tortoise's friends. "All you need is a little help." "Then you will race me, Tortoise?" asked Hare. Tortoise pulled his head into his shell. "I don't want to." "You've got to," said his friends. "You've put up with that nasty Hare long enough. We think you can win." Tortoise didn't want to disappoint his friend, so he finally agreed to race against Hare. Tortoise only had 2.5 weeks to get in shape before the big race. Rooster helped him out at the gym. Raccoon cooked him healthy meals. Frog went jogging with him every morning. By the day of the race, Tortoise was ready. I love that right there. Animals from all over the county came to watch the tortoise and the hare. Rooster read aloud the rules and described the course. "Attention, everyone. The race will begin when I sound this gong. The 6-mile course is marked by red flags. The first one to reach the finish line wins. Runners, take your mark. Get set. Go!" Raccoon sounded the gong. Hare bolted out of sight before Tortoise had taken his first step. The crowd roared and cheered as Tortoise inched forward. Hare was so far ahead that he decided to stop at Bear's house for something cool to drink. Hare rested and sipped lemonade. Bear noticed something moving outside the window. "Hare, there goes Tortoise." "What?" yelled Hare, running out the door. Hare passed Tortoise for the second time. Then he decided to stop at Mouse's house for a snack. As Hare munched on crackers and cheese, Mouse yelled, "Is that Tortoise I see out the window?" "I'm not worried about that slowpoke," said Hare. "I've passed him twice already." Then he finished his snack and hopped out the door. Hare passed Tortoise for a third time. Now he was far ahead. He saw a pond and decided to stop and rest. The snacks had made him sleepy. Hare was so sure that he would win, he took a nap in the soft grass. As he closed his eyes, he dreamed of victory. Suddenly, Hare woke up because the crowd was cheering. "Yay, Tortoise!" the crowd roared. Tortoise was 2 steps away from the finish line. "Slow down, you bow-legged reptile," screamed Hare as he tried to catch up, but it was too late. Tortoise crossed the line just before the tornado of dust and fur that was Hare flew by. Tortoise had won the race. Hare couldn't believe it. That measly shell on legs had beaten him. Tortoise smiled as his friends carried him on their shoulders, he had learned an important lesson. Hard work and perseverance bring reward. Okay. So, it's a great book on success, specifically financial success. Slow and steady wins. As Dave Ramsey says, every time I read that book, the tortoise always wins. Brandon Sanderson has a similar line of thought when he talks about his writing process. He says that he just writes a little bit every single day. He doesn't try to get out 30,000 words or whatever in a weekend over 8 hours or something like that. He just writes a little bit, 1,000 words a day, every single day. You work hard for decades and you become an overnight success. Sure, there's a few exceptions, The people who hit big on Bitcoin or gambling or go viral in a video because they talk about gross sexual things in downtown Nashville. Yes, I'm making a specific reference there. Any long-lasting success takes time. Lots of time. Consistency, though, is what matters. And that's what I'm hoping is the story of the modern quest. You and I, Ryan, we haven't gained much traction. Not yet. But we're still being consistent. We're holding each other accountable. And as you say, it's like letters to Lewis. And that's what matters. Consistency. Hard work and perseverance. The tortoise always wins. All right, that's all I have for now. See you next time.